Okay, welcome everybody. This is going to be the weekly recap ending on 3/18/2022 for our live chat room. Getting this out a little bit late, so forgive me on that. But I've been working quite a bit on this on doing the projections in the morning with our live room. Been getting a lot of questions on that, a lot of emails. Apparently, a lot of people are doing very well with it. So, once again, make sure that you join us every morning. I am live, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That is absolutely free. You don't need to be a subscriber. After that, we continue on in our live chat room for subscribers. But we will be looking at trading. We're doing some scalping on the indices. So, if you're a futures trader, you'll find interest with that. We're doing the indices. We're doing gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, Bitcoin. If you're a Bitcoin trader, we'll be looking at Bitcoin as well. And of course, then we'll be also looking at the Forex pairs. That's really going to get more into our core package. We have 5 different setups, 5 different patterns that we look at for core. We'll be calling out some of those as well. So it's a really, really good time to get an idea of kind of how we trade. So please join us there. All right. Also, do come and watch our live webinar. It is a recording of a live webinar. Talks a little bit more about my philosophy of trading and the strategies that I use for my core package. So I think you would find that interesting as well. And of course, if you are a new subscriber, you can always try our trial room and give it a shot. If you decide you want to try before you buy the core package, you can do that as well. All right. So let's just take a look at the stats and see how we did this week. Also, we'll be looking at our daily setups. Those daily setups, basically, they are setups that we put on the night before, and we exit the following day. Keep in mind that it's not recommended that you hold these till the end until they expire. These dailies are more for directional bias, and you can also use them to scalp. All right, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's take a look at our stats for the week. Okay, if you've been following us for some time, you know I do give you, we'll look at one of the patterns for the week. It's called PAP. This is one of 5 different patterns that we trade in the core package, and I also teach you these setups and how to identify them. These are called also naked because, once again, remember there's a total of 4 different dimensions that we teach you about. And it's important that whenever we're making a trade, we are looking through 4 different dimensions before we put on a trade. This is only looking at the single dimension, and you can see even at the single dimensions, we are putting the probabilities in our favor. And I call it naked because we are not looking at all the different dimensions. Those dimensions are taught in the class and how to use them. So, anyway, one dimension, once again, watching the Aussie, Euro, and Yen. As I've been saying, the Yen has been my favorite. I'm continuing to focus in on the Yen. And then second would be the Euro. So watching the Yen, watching the Euro, continuing to do that as we go into this new week. So once again, that's going to be my primary focus in those two. Aussie US, I'm going to stay away from for a while, but once again, it's still a very, very good pair. So if that's something that you like, as long as you stick with one pair, you should be fine. All right. That being said, you can see that we're, pretty close on the Euro US in the morning to close to 70%, 67. A little bit lower overall. I should be running somewhere in the 70s. So everything was a little weak this week, I think, because of all the erratic news going on in the market with the war and everything else. So I think we're seeing a lot more chop. Once again, keep in mind, these are non-filtered. When we filter them out, we can still have a very, very good week. All right. So those are the stats for one of the setups. It's called PAP, and that is the core strategies. Let's take a look at our dailies, and let's see how the dailies have done, not only for the year, but where we're at for the month. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at, these are going to be the 4 different patterns that we look at for the dailies. Once again, the way these work is we put them on the night before, and we just follow and let them expire the following day. Keep in mind that that's not how I recommend you trade these. Okay, But in order to give you some sort of idea of how effective the pattern is, I do keep track of it going into the close. So in other words, you place it and you let it go. They're all really good patterns, but some of them tend to do better carrying it to the close than others. The one that I like the most and the one that I trade the most mainly is what I call the HF. I show you what the results were for 2021 and where we are not only for 2023, I'm sorry, for 2022, which is in the green, but this is where we are for the month. We're up $229. This is my primary pattern that I personally trade, okay, is the HF. I don't do much on the HF2. I do some scalping, a lot more scalping on HF3, and I do some on the DP. I do scalp HF, but I tend to hold those a little bit longer because they do tend to expire profitably. So I do hold the HFs a little bit longer. But you can see there's very good consistency. Now that you may think, well, Ken, that's not very good money. But you've got to be realistic about what we're looking at. This strategy, you could trade with $500. You could trade this one pattern, you could trade with $250. All right, so when you look at it in terms of a return, and this is on a one contract basis, then that is a very, very good return. So just because you're looking at $1,500, if you started with $500, that's a 300% return on your money. All right, so you've got to be realistic about trading. No, you're not going to see, a number here that's, 50, 60, 70, $100,000. All right. The only way you're going to do something like that is you trade a ton of contracts. But if you're going to trade a ton of if you're going to trade a ton of contracts, you better have a big account. That's not realistic for most people, okay? So no, you're not going to get rich on this by doing onesies, but as far as a return on your equity, that's a very, very good return. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'll keep updating these as we go. But once again, the HFs are going to be my primary source of, or the majority of my trades are going to be HF. I'll be doing more short-term scalping on HF3s and DPs. Haven't done a whole lot on HF2s. Now, I say these patterns are very, very good for our 5-minute scalp. So we do like them a lot on our 5-minute scalp. So these are all also very, very good on the 5-minute scalps. But on the dailies, HFs is probably going to be the strongest as far as just carrying it to the close. Once again, I don't suggest you do that, but I can hold these a little bit longer on HF than I normally would on an HF3 or DP. All right. So that's going to be it for the week. Once again, please join us in the morning. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe so I can keep you updated on any new videos that I put out. I did put out a new video recently regarding the Einstein formula, how I predict price levels using the Einstein formula. It's an interesting video. You want to make sure you watch that. That is on YouTube. And also on YouTube, plenty of educational material. I go through, you'll see my 500-day challenge where I traded in the chat room live for a consistent 500 days. You can take a look at that. And there's a lot of really good information out there as well. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel, Binary Pro Strategies. And besides that, I wish everybody a great trading week. Once again, be careful. A lot of volatility, a lot of uneasiness. So you want to make sure that you're filtering out your trades. Don't just jump into a setup just because it's developed. That doesn't work, right? We know that we can't make this trading mechanical, right? And that would be a mechanical approach. You want to make sure you're using all the 4 dimensions. If you're a CB trader, make sure you're looking at the 5th dimension and select your trades and be more selective on your trades. Don't just jump in and take them because you see a setup. All right. That's it. Everybody have a good week. We'll talk to you next weekend. Take care.